We're not saying a visit to Bloomington, Indiana will turn you into a forest-bathing, sandal-wearing, dissertation-defending, stray cat rescuing, nonprofit starting, Monroe Lake paddling, guitar strumming, march organizing, vinyl listening, leaf watching, zen finding, coffee roasting, yoga practicing, beer drinking, bread baking, co-op joining, pottery throwing, vintage thrifting, bike everywhereing, art appreciating, farmers market shopping, biz thinking, football fan. But we're not saying it won't. Visit Bloomington. See how it inspires you.
Don't miss Leopold Stat at Writers Theater in Glencoe. In the late Tom Stoppard's final work, we follow multiple generations of a Jewish family through 5 decades of daily life until history takes it all away. The Tribune calls the Tony Award winner essential viewing, and Stoppard worked with director Carrie Perloff on revisions exclusive to this production. Leopold Stat is the largest production in Writers Theater history, so you don't want to miss it. Get your tickets today at writerstheater.org, and that's theater with an R-E.
Hey, executive producer Simone Alicea here, and at the end of today's episode, I've got a sponsored interview from Enjoy, Illinois. I'm talking to Carol Hoffman, executive director of the Southernmost Illinois Tourism Bureau, and she's going to tell us why Southern Illinois might be the most underrated outdoor destination in the Midwest. And trust me, the list of things to do down there is longer than you'd expect. Stick around, you're going to want to hear this one.
Today on CityCast Chicago, the FCC has ABC Chicago in its crosshairs. We're exploring the city's history of iconic toys, and you can get free coffee on us today and tomorrow. Just stick around to find out where. It's Thursday, June 25th. I'm Jacoby Cochran, and this is what Chicago's talking about. I am joined today by 2 amazing guests. Yoreni Murillo is back in the building with us. Yoreni, welcome back.
What?
Always great to have you. We've also got PJ Walker with us. PJ, you walking in the parade this weekend. How you feeling?
Good. Amen. Blessed. All right. I am so excited and happy to be back. All right.
Talking about excitement, the final season of The Bear is set to premiere today. 5 seasons, the story of a Chicago chef who's returned home to take over his family business. Him, alongside a great cast of folks, have transformed the restaurant, but going into this final season, it looks like it could be set up for failure. I'm interested to see how this final season goes myself, but I want to know, have y'all been following this story over the last, 5 or 6 years since this Emmy-winning TV show premiered? Yoreni, I'm going to start with you.
Yes, I'm a huge fan of The Bear. I honestly, anytime I see Chicago in any sort of media, I'm like, oh, I'm watching it. Duh. Like, it's just so fun to see a Chicago show and be able to recognize the places that are mentioned in it. So I am very excited. I really love the first 2 seasons.
So you basically love the first 2, and the last couple haven't been as memorable for you, it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like. So I'm excited to see this next one.
Yeah, I personally am somebody who have enjoyed all of the seasons. I've appreciated the different impacts it's had. In some cases, when it first started, Chicagoans sort of jumped down on his back and was like, you're getting a lot of things wrong about the city. A conversation I thought was funny. The broader conversation about what's a drama, what's a comedy, as they was racking up Emmy wins. I love to see how much of the cast this has been their jumping off point. I mean, Even Moss technically had a bunch of other shows before The Bear, but I feel like this has been his, one of the biggest projects he's been on. Eben Moss Bacharach, who plays Richie. Obviously, you got Ayo Adebiri, who plays Sid, who's done big things. Jeremy Allen White, this is his second stint in Chicago on a big TV show.
That's so many funny other to me. Like, he's literally playing the same character he did in Shameless, just now as an adult.
Just a little bit older, still hasn't dealt with them deep-seated issues and the family trauma. But yeah, I've enjoyed some of the last few seasons, even as some of the criticism has changed over the last few years, seeing people like Robert Townsend pop up on my screen alongside Lisa Zayas, who plays Tina. PJ, have you been on the Bear hype train over these last few years?
I have seen it, like of course, the previews and trailers and things like that, but I have not gotten into it because let me tell y'all something, okay? I'm a little picky about my Chicago shows because
Okay.
as somebody like born and raised here, like I'm like, okay, what you giving? What you get? Like, are you about to be like authentic about this, or like, or are you about to just like fluff it up a little bit? But I've heard good things about the Bear, so that's what I think that's what's gonna make me check it out.
I'm interested to see if they land the plane. I think they've done a decent job of highlighting Chicago. You do get a sense that they are here when they are filming. I've always wanted them to explore broader parts of like the West and the South Side. But from the restaurants I've seen, like the Tribune just put out a great piece with every restaurant that has popped up on the show or has had some of their staff or owners featured in the show. And it's a pretty good list. Some places that we recognize, your Johnny's Beefs, your Jim's Originals, your Gene and Jude's, your Kasama. They brought in some of those, more expensive places like your After, Ever, from the same group. So I think it's done a decent job.
I'm going to get into it.
Speaking of television, as I hinted at in our opener, the FCC, or the Federal Communications Commission, which is led by a Trump ally in Brendan Carr, who is the chairman of the FCC. They have, if you have been paying attention, really waged a media beef against Disney, ABC. They have tried to shut Jimmy Kimmel down, the host of their late night program. Trump don't like The View. He's constantly telling ABC that they're a fake network. And as you can imagine, that has eventually trickled down to local affiliates like ABC Chicago. Yadani, what's the latest here? What's the FCC up to now?
I saw a news story the other day on CNN, and somebody said this is basically very inside media law playbook. So I'm really trying to channel my media law classes I took in school for this because it's a lot. So on May 22nd, this June 22nd, ABC begins a call for support from its viewers to help them challenge the FCC's aggressive attack on ABC's renewal of their license. So what a lot of people don't know is that when you are trying to get a show on broadcast TV, you have to apply for a license. This license is then renewed and reviewed every 8 years. ABC's license is not supposed to be renewed or reviewed until 2028, 2031. But the Trump administration has been on them saying, you are violating our new DEI rules. And if you're not familiar with those DEI rules and initiatives, the Trump administration basically said that you cannot hire anybody based on race, gender, sexuality. You can't offer like support for those identities in the workplace, trying to be very neutral. And they are saying that ABC has violated that. So that's not happening.
Basically saying any attempts at diversity, equity, inclusion, anything meant to hire more than traditionally heterosexual white men, right? These policies are unconstitutional and they've been attacked at every level, from schools, local government, local TV stations. And like you said, it's one of the ways the Trump administration is trying to kind of lord its power over them, take control over them. But that's just one of the reasons they're claiming that they want to look at these licenses.
Exactly. And a little historical background. As I said previously, I am a very big history nerd. So the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, was founded in 1934 beneath the Roosevelt administration in order to regulate the upcoming radio network, possibilities of TV. Like that was when media really started to blow up in a way that hadn't existed previously. So there needed to be some sort of regulation in place. And previously to now, the FCC kind of was on the back burner. They were watching to make sure there weren't any sort of nudes or anything lewd on broadcast TV. That was when they would step in if something like that crossed the line, because at the end of the day,
You would hear it a lot during like the rise of MTV,
mhm.
BET, like, you know, the FCC won't let me be. Like, that's where parents were complaining to, like, what are these music videos? Like, people are cussing on TV, or like you said, there's nudity or lewd behavior. But I mean, in this era of like reality TV, the amount of things we see on television now, it would feel like again, things have opened up. You can get more cuss words off now.
I've been noticing, and y'all know I'm a reality TV connoisseur, okay?
Me too.
There are certain words they saying they not bleeping out no more. I'm like, wait, we not bleeping that out no more? Well, oh, this is messy. Let me tune in. But yeah.
So the FCC has kind of just been in the background. Like, they weren't doing like too much to try to cancel people's licenses. But again, with this administration at the beginning of this year, they have been saying that ABC and the parent company, Disney, are violating those DEI rules, also violating the equal time rule, specifically for The View. They're basically saying that The View is trying to cater to one side, and they can't do that as a broadcasting company.
Because The View, a lot of the members of The View be going after Trump day in and day out, rightfully so.
However, previously, The View was classified as a bona fide news station. And so what that means is that they're a bona fide news station focused on like interviewing, and they're excluded generally from that equal time rule. They don't have to provide equal airtime to both sides. But now the FCC is saying that that is not the case because they are on broadcast TV. So it's been a whole recent investigation, and the timeline right now is that local ABCs need support. The deadline to petition is June 29th. So that is right around the corner. And then the latest to oppose is July 29th. And by that point, the FCC is going to decide whether or not they can renew or not. And they'll know by August 5th. So this is a very pressing issue coming up.
I mean, I imagine there are a lot of people listening to this that are, their first thought may be, I don't be watching Jimmy Kimmel like that. I don't be watching The View. Like, should Chicagoans participate? Should they care about the fate of ABC Chicago when the Trump administration is attacking so many other things, maybe in their life directly or even indirectly?
I would say, I know our producer Simone mentioned that she herself does not really watch the news like that as a millennial. And as Gen Z, I also cannot say that I am on the regular watching ABC like that. However, I feel that it tends to be the older generations that this is their primary form of media consumption. And I think that we need to think about more than just ourselves when it comes to consuming media and staying educated, because I've always been, the reason why I got into journalism is that I believe that journalism is the education of the public. And I think that broadcast news is one form of education that specifically caters to a very large portion of our population. Like my grandma would turn on that news morning, middle of the day, night. Like, they need that, and they can vote too. So we need them to know what's going on.
I mean, they're voting in much higher concentrations, the broadcast TV demographic, if we being honest about it. And also, to your point, this is just one of the ways they're flexing. How much can we curtail content? How much can we bully corporations, like Disney, like the ABCs, the CNNs, who we all agree could be doing better, could be doing more
for sure
thorough work. But, they've already paid, I think, $15 million to the Trump administration to try and settle lawsuits he's brought against them. This is just another way they're trying to sort of put their thumb on the scale and erode our trust, already limited trust in our news outlets. And to your point, I think this is just one additional step. And if we sort of turn our attention away and say, oh, I don't pay attention there, or I don't watch that's from my parents or my grandparents or some begotten generation, I think we sort of leave ourselves vulnerable for what this is setting up in the long run.
And even like I'm not a 9 p.m. turning on ABC or NBC. That's not what I do. However, I do see their segments on TikTok and on Instagram. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand about journalism as it evolves is journalism is always going to be there. It's just how it gets passed around is what changes. And we need those broadcasters to make those segments because I see that on TikTok in the morning. I'll be scrolling. I'll be like, oh, yeah, word, you know?
We're also in an affiliate race right now as major corporations with ties to the Trump administration are buying up television networks around the country. And so they're feeling the pressure on both sides because obviously these renewals are directly targeting ownership groups that are either political opponents or people who are not extremely supportive of Trump, are in cities or in states that have political representatives who are actively opposing this administration. And ABC7 is the highest rated television newscast in Chicago. And so I also think it's worth paying attention to which affiliates are having their licenses questioned, because not all ABC affiliates are one and the same. Some are owned by more conservative groups. You know, think about other TV networks like WGN, recently bought up by a broadcasting corporation that is more closely aligned with this administration. And so if they're able to get out the affiliates, right, who they feel are doing a disservice to them, you see how what the play is in the long run.
And with that, even the timing is so suspicious because, like I said, these licenses were not supposed to be renewed until 2028, 2031. That would be the end of this current administration. Not to put words in anyone's mouth, but that's, you want to get this done before the end of the term. That's a little sus.
If you want to learn more about this story and keep following updates, please check the link in our show notes. We'll also have a link to the FCC's open comment period.
You know those trips where you go visit family and friends and you don't really have anything planned, but it turns out to be the best time? Because you're with the people you laugh harder with than anyone else. That's what Destination Madison is talking about this summer. Their Wish You Were Here getaway guide is inspiring people to plan the kind of feel-good getaway that, if we're being honest, we all need more of right now. So if you know someone who lives in Madison, Wisconsin, you're going to want to invite yourself over, as in, wish I were there. Meet up in Madison and visit featured places between now and October 30th for a chance to win one of 6 themed prize packages, y'all. Those include dining, hotel stays, and more. Destination Madison has made it easy by providing postcard invites, itinerary ideas, and packing lists, so you can focus on having fun together. So stop missing friends and family and start inviting. Today, go to visitmadison.com/wish.
Moving from TVs to movies, PJ, you wanted to talk about the recent release of Toy Story 5. This is a nearly $4 billion franchise that has been putting butts in seats for the last 30 years. I remember seeing Toy Story as a kid. There's some Chicago folks in the cast like Joan Cusack and Bonnie Hunt, but Chicago also has a deep legacy of creating iconic toys, which you wanted to put a spotlight on.
Yeah, so like Jacoby said, Toy Story 5 did come out this weekend, and
did you see it?
Not yet. I'm going because I gotta sit down and somebody made me realize this movie has been going as long as I've been aging. So it's like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was a baby.
31 years since this franchise debuted. Pretty nuts.
I think when the third one came off, when he was going to college, I think I was going into college as well. So, these movies hit, okay? The plot of the movie is the toys, and they got a new owner named Bonnie, and she get a new toy, a lily pad, which is supposed to be like, the iPad. And so the movie is commenting on like, kids nowadays with iPads versus toys, which honestly, I cannot wait to see, like, because the other day, I saw this baby in the stroller, whole iPad in the hand, bloop, 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 just going. I'm just like, these kids don't play with toys no more. Oh my God. So definitely like check that out when you can. So it got me to thinking, I wonder, do we got any toy companies or iconic toys that came in Chicago? Because, remember when I did, things that were invented in Chicago, I'm like, Chicago, we done had our hand in everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a little research and I found out about a toy and then a toy company that started here. So the toy is Tinker Toys. Have y'all ever heard of that? So it is like basically it was started in 1914 by Charles Peugeot. I think that's his name. Born on the south side of Chicago in 1875. And basically Tinker Toys, sticks that you can build into anything. And the creator used the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, y'all, math. Okay. Now, for those of you who don't remember, because I didn't, it is A squared plus B squared equals C squared, okay? Yeah, for real, y'all forgot. And basically you can just build anything with these. And these were a hit because really kids, even adults use them. You know what I'm saying? And in 1915, they had a window display in Marshall Fields, aka Macy's now. And that's what got everybody's attention. And they was just showing people you can build anything with this. You could build a little plane. You could build something to hold your bookshelf up. You could, it was just like all types of things. So that's how they got people. And I was like, oh, that is so interesting. I swear, I don't care what nobody say, Legos was based off this. Because this they auntie, okay? This the old auntie, all right?
You cannot outdo the doer.
Right, you know what I'm saying? You feel me, you understand. And then from there, that's when I got interested. I found out about another company called Marvin Glass and Associates. Now, okay, that's what I'm about to say.
They did it big.
They did it big. Now, y'all might know some of these. So this is, they are responsible for Mousetrap. Any of y'all remember that? I don't think I've ever played that one. The Rock'em Sock'em Robots. They also did Operation.
Yeah, Danny has only seen some of these in a garage sale.
Wait.
No, Operation. They had a core Operation.
I was finna ask, how old are you? Oh, my
God. 24.
Okay.
I'm not that young. I'm not that young.
Right.
After the towers went down is young. Let's be real.
That's true.
We over here talking about Toy Story in 95 and she was like, tell me more. Tell me more about those pre-Y2K days.
Thank you for being polite, okay?
When y'all was playing with Mousetrap.
She over there like, I don't know what they talking about, but I'm finna sit here and look cute and let them go back down memory lane.
Did you play Simon? Yet, Amy?
No, but I did play Operation. That was
okay, so you know Operation. Okay.
Yeah, that one I know. I like the little beeping.
Yeah. Okay, do you know Light Bright?
No.
Light Bright.
No.
It was literally just like this black board and you put these lights in and you could make like whatever. You could make it was fun back in the day. I ain't gonna hold you. They also did Simon, which was like this memory game.
You gotta remember the color pattern and then go with it.
So
okay.
But no, this was one of the major toy companies, Marvin Glass and Associates, from 1940s to the 1970s. Fun fact, Burt Meyer, who was the creator behind Mousetrap, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and Light Bright, passed away last year at the age of 99. And then later on, two of the partners from there went to Big Monster Toys. Y'all ever heard of that?
That's a big one.
Fun fact, I did not. This is where I was a little like, okay, never heard of this. But then I went down their list. So they did Rattlesnake Jake. They did Polly Pocket Mega Mall.
Yeah.
And then what is this? It's called Burping Bobby. I don't know what that is. I'm a hungry hippo kind of girl. You know what I'm saying? I see
Burping Bobby though. It's giving hungry hippo.
You know what I'm saying?
I've never heard
and that
of
lasted from 1988 to 2023.
I want to stay on this trend of learning about some of y'all favorite things. We're actually giving out free coffee at one of my favorite shops in the city, Bill Coffee, on 61st and Blackstone. And we're doing that until next Tuesday. So people can go there today, tomorrow, Not on Saturday and Sunday because they're going to be overly busy. But while supplies last, we will have free coffee for people. And so I wanted to know, do y'all have a favorite coffee shop? And what's y'all go-to order? Because I'm somebody who, it's not necessarily my favorite thing or something I'm grabbing every single morning to sort of get my day started off right. And so I want to start with y'all. What's y'all favorite coffee shop in the city? Yadani?
There's so many. I am a caffeine addict. Not necessarily a coffee addict though. Like
Okay.
a big caffeine addict. Like I literally have to like count how many milligrams of caffeine I consume in a day so I don't go over.
Ooh.
Is that
I should be
serious?
doing that with sugar because I'm gonna drop a ginger ale or two per day.
First of all, that ain't sugar. That's medicine.
It's medicine.
Okay? Ginger ale is medicine.
No, literally. But I would say I love all of the coffee places in Pilsen, Cafe Jumping Bean,
Okay.
Joe's. But I feel like this one, she's a little under the radar, so I want to gatekeep, but for the greater good of the community, I will share. I really love Bridgeport Coffee House. The coffee's delicious, the chai is delicious, yummy munchies, and I love the space that they have. Like, it's really good if you want to like work from home. They have like Wi-Fi, they have a patio. So that's probably my spot.
I love that. What's your go-to? What are you getting when you go?
My go-to, it also depends. Personally, I actually don't like the taste of coffee, even though I drink like
Hey,
5
me
cups a day.
Okay, I'm not doing that part.
I'm with you. I'm like 2 to 3 a day. You know?
I would say, Jacoby, if you don't like coffee, I recommend getting like a dirty chai because it has the sweetness, the milkiness of the chai, but then they add a little shot of espresso if you can get a little wake up. So I would say a dirty chai is a good one for me, a caramel iced latte, and recently I've really been into matcha. So those are going to be my 3 in rotation.
Miss
Okay.
Matcha.
Oh, PJ did the thing. You ain't on the matcha
I tried
train?
with matcha. I just also I've learned, real talk, you gotta be bougie about matcha. Like, don't know. Apparently, you can't go get like little cheap matcha from Dunkin' Donuts. No shade, Dunkin' Donuts, but you can't go and get like the cheap matcha from Dunkin' Donuts because it's gonna taste nasty. Like, the more money you pay on it, the better it's gonna taste. And I was like,
That's so funny.
That's
and
crazy.
I feel bougie on it because the first time, maybe not only because I've had it since, but the first time I had matcha, I was in Mendoza, Argentina, and we were like drinking it out of like a traditional cup and like a shared straw, like under the moonlight. And so when like a few years later, when it started being at every local coffee shop, I was just like, I don't know if I can do that. You know, the matcha I had, it was so special. It was just like
Stop.
at this hostel, the Lemon Tree Hostel in the
you ain't
mountains
wrong.
of
You said I experienced
Luan
it.
de Cuyo,
Right.
outside of Mendoza. I was just like, I don't know, y'all.
You
This feels
experienced
like a
it with the
fad.
level of bougement that nobody will understand. And that's fine. Okay.
You know, with a horse and a German Shepherd there, I was just, I don't
Come
know.
on. I
They have
love
the whole
it.
thing set up. You should follow one of those like matcha accounts. You know, there's people that just like go around trying the different matchas in the city and they like rank.
Mhm.
Oh, really? Okay.
I need to get on it.
You should get all that.
So, Pedro, what's your go-to? And what are you grabbing? Because you just said you 2-3 a day. You making them at
Yes.
home or where?
So I
where
do.
You like to
I go
get
between making them at home, and then one shop I like to go to is in my neighborhood. It's called Drink Happy Thoughts. There's 2 of them. There's one in Uptown here, and then there's another one in Humboldt Park. And it's a great. The one over here is. I know the one in Humboldt is bigger because the owner was telling me they do events over there with like DJs and stuff like that. And this one over here is smaller, and I love it. It's cute, it's quaint. And then, when you go in, he play. You know when people be playing their DJ sets, like, you know, that's the new thing now. And y'all know that's my video. That's my dream, to just be in somebody's DJ video looking cute. You know what I'm saying? So I really be going in there and I be like, oh my God, I love it.
Oh, gee, me too, PJ. Why are we like twins? I'm trying to
I
get
know,
in
right?
DJ Cash's booth. Be like, hey.
Okay, and I don't even want to be in the camera, just to get me looking cute with my little drink, like, like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all talking about drinks. I'm looking at their Instagram. Look like they got empanadas, like
Yes.
the bagel sandwiches look like they good.
And then on weekends over here, they do vegan donuts, and that's good for me because I am vegan. But in terms of my order, now I'm not, even though I drink a lot, I'm not a coffee connoisseur. I'm a regular kind of, I'm regular degular. So give me a cold brew with some oat milk, some cinnamon powder, vanilla syrup, and that's it. That's it for me.
This bee sting looks good. Chili infused honey plus sweet honey, shots of espresso, choice of milk sprinkled with some cinnamon powder. You know,
it's good. They
You
got some
know.
great options at this shop. I really enjoy them.
They got the lavender and clover honey.
Ooh, that sounds like my tea. I like the honey. I like honey lavender drinks.
I ain't gonna lie, that looks so cute and bougie. I want to try that too.
My favorite coffee shop, I've got a few. Bill Coffee is up there. I went back to Afro Joe's recently.
Oh, cute.
That's another place I want to visit. I just haven't had the time to get over there yet.
No, I'm a big fan of Afro Joe's down in Beverly off of 99th Street. And I'm trying to think what I got that day. Oh, y'all. House-made lemonade, and it had a lemon curd cold foam on the top of it.
Ooh.
Cold foam on top of the lemonade.
On top of the lemonade. So like a dirty lemonade. Ooh. It was good. Everybody with this dirty soda, sort of cream and the thing, fat that's going on, I'm with it. Keep it coming.
I've never heard of that.
Keep cranking them out. Keep cranking them out. It was very good. But yeah, I want to hear from y'all listeners. 773-780-0246. One, I want to know if you're going to go over to Bill Coffee over the next couple of days and get you some free coffee on us. You're going to find some special City Cash Chicago merch waiting for you. If you got some coffee shops around the city that we should drop some coffee sleeves off to, please hit us up. 773-780-0246. Name, neighborhood, and where should we pull up next? I want to give a huge thank you to our guest today, Yereni Murillo. It has been a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you for the conversation, y'all.
And PJ Walker, we appreciate you making time.
Of course. Go play with some toys, y'all.
Up next, we've got an interview sponsored by Enjoy Illinois about the best way to enjoy the outdoors in Southern Illinois, without having to pack a tent or hike for miles and miles. Because you know me, I ain't trying to sleep on the ground.
Hey, it's executive producer Simona Licea here with Carol Hoffman, executive director of the Southernmost Illinois Tourism Bureau. Carol, welcome to City Cash Chicago.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
All right, Carol, I think people know that Southern Illinois is great for enjoying the outdoors, but I feel like I know a lot of people personally who are maybe not that into roughing it in the outdoors. So I'm curious if that's all there is, or if there's a way to enjoy what Southern Illinois has to offer, even if you don't consider yourselves like super outdoorsy.
Absolutely. Well, we have a lot of options for backpacking and trekking through the forest. We also have quite a few state parks that have much more shorter, well-manicured trails that offer a leisurely, easy walk to see some of the great bluffage and scenery of the area. If that's even too much, maybe a canopy tour.
What is a canopy tour?
It's a series of 8 zip lines and 2 suspension bridges up in the canopy of the tour. So if you're not afraid of heights, get up and enjoy the breeze zipping through the trees from one tree platform to the next. And with educated, thoughtful, safety-conscious guides that will guide you on a 3-hour adventure.
I think the biggest question for folks when it comes to like an outdoor adventure, where are you going to sleep? What's the sleeping situation like? How can you maybe do that in a bit more comfort than, a sleeping bag on the ground?
Absolutely. No sleeping bag or tent required. We do have almost a gradual upgrade of how upscale you want to go. We have kind of rustic state park cabins at Giant City State Park and at Cave and Rock State Park. If you want to upgrade a little more to something like McCanda Inn or Davie School Inn, these are unique, small, family-run inns, 6 or 8 rooms. Davie School has 11 rooms. Or even really luxurious, Pine Manor Estates has luxury vacation rentals right in the wooded area on the edge of Carbondale, with hot tubs and fire pits, room for family reunions and small groups. So we have a variety depending on how upscale you want to go.
What does a day out in the landscape actually look like? Like, what are the sites that you would recommend to people to really make a point of seeing?
Well, of course, Garden of the Gods is the premier destination. It's a very short, easy to maneuver walk right out to the rock cliffs and the famous rock outcroppings such as Garden of the Gods and Devil's Smokestack. There's benches along the way if you need to sit down, take a break, enjoy your scenery. That is a definite must-see. Giant City State Park as well has fantastic trails with great bluffage, has a wonderful lodge for family-style chicken dinners. It's a popular choice there. They also have local fruit cobbler on the menu. In the summer, it's peach cobbler. In the fall, it's apple cobbler to go along with the season's harvest of our local fruit farms. So there really is no shortage of a selection.
Yeah, I mean, where else is there to, right? Because I think with the outdoor experience, like if you don't have the food to fuel you up for whatever that adventure is, like you absolutely need it. So where else should we be eating and drinking?
Well, the wineries of the Shawnee Hills Wine Trail also have variety of selection for wine tasting, wine flights, from dry to sweet. And many of them also serve their own food. At Blue Sky Vineyard, you can also get their house-made oils, seasoned oils for bread and oil to go with your wine. And then at Von Jakob, if you want to try some of their German-themed specialties, that would be another great place to try.
So let's say someone's listening to this, they're in their car on their way home from work. They're like, yeah, I really want to do this. I need to get down there for the weekend or for even a longer trip. What are your tips? What do they need to know to make it actually happen?
Well, just start planning. Visit southernmostillinois.com or ShawneeHillsWineTrail.com and begin planning your trip. They can reach out to us at the Bureau. We'd be glad to help provide information. Give us a call. We'd be glad to help.
That's great. Carol, thank you so much again for taking the time and talking with us about this.
Thank you.
For anyone who wants to start planning, you can also head over to enjoyillinois.com to explore everything we talked about today. We're also going to have that link for you in our show notes.
One more thing before we close up. Some good news. My good news is very simple. I am excited for the North Carolina to Chicago Bulls pipeline after the Bulls drafted Caleb Wilson with the 4th overall pick earlier this week. He could be the best Bulls draft pick since Derrick Rose. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. I hope I don't have to eat those words down the road. And I hope the Bulls can do something with this and their other first-round pick as well. But we shall see. We're going to be back bright and early tomorrow. Hopefully you'll be here with us. Talk to you soon. Peace.